On April 19th, 2017, I released my first, what I consider official YouTube video. And what better way to celebrate this 3-year anniversary than take a look at that video and then react to it. Let's get started. Well, hello there, Vlad here. Welcome to my studio and happy 3-year anniversary to me, I guess, if that's a thing. Let's take a look at my kind of first official YouTube video. By official, I mean that this was the first video where I had decided that, hey, I'm going to give this YouTube thing a try and see where it will take me. I had a slight hunch of like what's the business model of all of this. I had just become a full-time freelancer, and while I had quite a lot of freelance jobs, there was still like quite a lot of time that I could use to do other things as well. And I decided to give this YouTube thing a try. And this was the first kind of official video I released. I had released some other videos before that, but this was the one that started it all for me, basically. Oh, the hair! Notice the open door over there? Sorry to pause this, but the open there is there because I didn't have any Torpedo Lives, Torpedo Studios, anything like that. I had the orange Rocket 32 in that closet over there that you can see in the picture as well, mic'd up with 2 microphones, and it was damn loud. I do have a fairly similar recording setup though, Apollo Twin, laptop, still rocking the same monitors and stuff like that. But yeah, let's listen to the song. To confess, that lead take you see on the camera isn't the one that's actually recorded. I kind of mimicked the whole solo on this one. Alright, let's pause there before I start talking in the video. Still enjoy the song. I think it's pretty good, and because we're talking about the stereo combo, it actually makes a lot of sense. I kind of stereo mic'd it as well. I had a Swimon timeline at the time. I had like a ping pong delay going from the side to side and stuff like that. So the song is good. Makes not so much. It's very guitar centric. Everything guitar is loud, and drums and stuff like that are very low volume. And it kind of lacks punch that you usually hope in basically any production, but that's how I mixed at the time, and it's been only lately where I've kind of started to kind of move to more kind of album style mixes instead. So I mean it kind of makes sense. Song sounds pretty good. It's played surprisingly well. The lead line, I don't know, would probably do it differently now, but that was my skill level back then, and like I think that's a pretty good opener. The video is actually done pretty well for my first video. It's over 4,000 views. For that time, only 1 dislike. Woohoo! But here's the... I don't know, I find this a bit cringeworthy. I'm so nervous in front of the camera here. Take a look.
Greetings! My name is Vladimir, and today we're checking out Orange Rocket 32 combo. You heard it on all the guitar tracks in the song in the beginning. The Rocket 32 is a 2x10 combo and it has Orange's own voice of the world speakers in it. It has 2 channels, natural and dirty, and you can switch between the channels using the switch on the amp or just basically any foot switch you want. For example, Orange's own foot switch, which looks cool, but it's really big.
Oh, look at me telling all kind of jokes with a huge text and stuff like that. Backstory, I had spoken English professionally for many years before starting this. Somehow I just ended up in kind of international jobs. Already during my school time, and especially after that, I worked for like Finnish American communications app company. It was like user interface design and stuff like that. So I was familiar with working in English, but something happens when you're in front of the camera for the first time, and suddenly it's like, I don't know, I look scared. And so I mean, by watching me, I can tell that that guy doesn't want to be in front of the camera, or he's really uncomfortable being in front of the camera. And it's completely natural. Everybody goes through that, from actors to TV show hosts and YouTubers as well. It's natural, but it's still kind of, I don't know, find it funny, and I can laugh at myself. Let's put it that way. It's not like a bad presentation or anything like that, but it's just, I don't know. This was, again, my first time ever speaking English in front of the camera, so it's just natural that
the natural channel has just a volume pod and that's it. The dirty channel has gain, bass, middle and treble, and a volume pod. The standby switch also features an option to select between full and half power, but even at half power this amp is really loud. The cool thing about this amp is it's a stereo amp, which means it has a mono effects send and it has a stereo effects return. And there's actually 3 ways you can use this. The first way...
Okay, one thing that took me a while to learn is like when you do those fast cuts that you see on everyone's channels nowadays, you kind of need to, like the next phrase you cut to needs to kind of have same-ish intonation and like emphasis, and I don't know the correct words for that, but when I end my sentence like this, I cannot pick up the next sentence, especially if it's like a really fast cut and like the thing you're talking about is to kind of continue. You cannot pick it up. I would talk to you like this, and then the next sentence will, yeah, but then comes this thing. Like the edit will be too obvious, and it feels weird. It doesn't feel like a natural continuation of speech, and that's what's happening here. I picked that up pretty quickly and like started to work on that. But obviously, when you begin doing videos, there's so many things to consider. Like right away with this first video, I got comments that some people were bothered about the door, like why it's open and stuff like that. And yeah, you learn and you gradually improve by kind of working on one thing, then another thing, and then another thing, and that's how you get better.
The way to use it is as a regular effects loop, which means you'll plug in your cable to the effects send, go to your pedals, and come back to the mono return of the amp.
This is something I like a lot, actually. Like when I was working on this video, I already had in my mind that, hey, I want to do this thing where, like, when I'm explaining how to connect this amp, because it's a stereo amp and there's like 3 different ways you can connect it, or how many it was, like visualizing that with that footage makes a lot of sense, and it helps people to understand the idea of like how you connect that thing. So I'm actually kind of proud of that, like having the mindset already to kind of like show that while explaining. Might have been something I saw on Pete Thorne's channel and just stealing from him once again, but I mean, he's just really good. Why not? You steal from the best.
The second way to use it is to use it in stereo, which means going from the amp to a stereo capable pedal, in my case Strymon Timeline, and having 2 cables coming back to the amp's effects returns. This allows you to have cool ping pong effects and such, and you actually heard that application in the intro song. The third way to use it is to have a wet dry setup, which means going from your effects to just the right effects return on the amp itself. And it allows you to have all these cool options, for example, having your dry signal on the one side and having the affected signal on the other side. And here's one example how it could sound. Alright, let's break down the song in the beginning. I'm miking the amp with a Shure SM58 and a Shure SM7B, both going straight into my Apollo Twin Duo interface.
Yeah, I was really copying Beat Thoughts forward. Here you can tell that it's not the same take. There you go. Yeah.
As you can see, I also played my acoustic guitar.
So listening to that solo made me think about just how much my guitar playing has improved over these 3 years. I've played more guitar during my YouTube career, so to speak, than I probably played during the previous 10 years or so, because now I had a proper reason why I would play, why I would practice recording. Well, I was recording a lot as well, which is great because it kind of puts a magnifying glass on all of the things you do on the guitar, and you kind of need to start working on those, like muting the strings or picking more in time or just playing more in time and stuff like that. Recording and playing to click or drums and stuff like that is very revealing, and those kind of things have improved a lot during that time. And just the fact that I'm able to play more of those things that I've always wanted to play is something that I find super exciting. Just some of the solos I've been doing lately for my tracks and stuff like that, I wouldn't have been able to play them even in 2017. So that's just exciting, and that's kind of a byproduct of doing this. Obviously video skills and all of that have improved as well over time just by doing it. I'm around like 200 to 300 videos, I think closer to 300 videos or so. So yeah, I've done a lot. I don't know, somehow watching this video just made me happy that I started doing YouTube 3 years ago.
The amp.
That's it.
I was using the natural channel and I think it sounded pretty good. As someone who plays a lot in churches.
Did you see that? I didn't have studio lights before. Like, yeah, there you go. That's quite a jump in light conditions. So yeah, when I started, I didn't have studio lights or like any lights. So I had to shoot during daytime, and for us the sun kind of rotates. It starts from there and goes there. Here's a wall, just a small window over there, no windows over there as well. So like you could see how the sun was moving during the day. And there are a couple of videos on my channel, I think like the early ones, where you can see that I've done a lot of edits and it just gets darker and darker as the video progresses, which is kind of fun. And you can see it here as well a little bit, though it's not as obvious as in some.
As someone who plays a lot in churches, pubs, small restaurants and such, there are many situations where you just don't have a monitor to monitor acoustic guitar. In these cases, I would plug in my acoustic guitar to a DI box, split the signal so the one end goes to the front house guy, if there is one, and the other output from
Oh look, editing
The
jokes.
gearbox would go
Well
to
done,
the
mate.
amp, which I would use to monitor my own playing. It's not an ideal situation, but it works. Thank you for watching my Orange Rocker 32 demo. Feel free to leave a comment, ask any questions you might have, and if you want to see more videos in the future, hit that subscribe button. Alright, thanks for watching, see you next time.
Oh look, I had see you next time in use already at that point. I actually forgot that. And yeah, I don't know, somehow this video made me happy. Just like, yeah, there's some things that I kind of find a little bit cringe-worthy, but like I'm the kind of worst critic of myself. Is that how the saying goes? Something like that. But also, like, it's weird to watch this video because I can see that my personality doesn't really come through that video yet. Like, it took a lot of time for me to kind of get going, become more relaxed, and just kind of let my silly and stupid myself kind of go in a way and like allow me to be me in front of the camera. If you meet me, this is what I'm like. I tell stupid jokes, I'm very sarcastic, I have a rather dry sense of humor, according to other people, I guess. That doesn't come through yet in those videos. I hope it does now, maybe. Just, I don't know, this was fun to watch. Can't wait to watch something I've done recently in 3 years and see maybe there's a huge improvement there as well. I certainly have more beard and hair, especially during these weird corona times. I have a lot of hair, I haven't had this long hair for a while. That's completely irrelevant information. Thanks for being part of my journey for the last 3 years. It's been quite a ride. I've gotten to meet so many people. My life has changed basically because not only I'm earning a little bit of money on YouTube and I get to be part of an awesome community, but the video skills and social media skills I've developed over these 3 years have actually led me to other jobs that pay my bills now, which is super amazing, and I'm super grateful for that as well. I guess what I'm trying to say is that you guys basically changed my life. I get to do the stuff I love to do for a living now because of the fact that my YouTube channel grew, more people got to know me, and I could also use it as a portfolio to apply for other jobs outside the YouTube thing, and it's a dream come true, to be honest. Like, right now I enjoy what I do and can't wait to see where I'll be in 3 years. Again, huge thanks, and stay safe, subscribe, support, all kind of YouTube things. Thank you. I shall see you next time.